You need to read this book. What's going on, y'all? It's your brother Ramses. If you're into any type of lifestyle content, self-development, and overall just self-discovery, this is the channel for you. I'm really excited about this video. This book right here really changed my life, and this is will be some key takeaways that I've witnessed and I've digested, and hopefully it can help you out in your day-to-day life. So if that interests you, then stick around, because this is gonna be a fire video for sure. All right, I'm excited for it. Malcolm X. Admittedly, for the longest time, I had no idea who this brother was, okay? It wasn't until I got to Tuskegee, I went to HBCU, right? Tuskegee, to you. All right. But anyway, I went to Tuskegee University. I went in 2016, graduated in 2020. One thing I'll say about being at HBCU is, like, you see Black excellence on a daily basis, right? You see Black excellence from the past, which is Malcolm X, Rosa Parks, Mansa Musa, things of that nature. Martin Luther King. You see the past, Black excellence. You see the present, which is the student body. You see the teachers, things like that, and you also see the future. So you see, like, little kids coming coming like homecoming, stuff like that, playing football and wrestling on the grass during a homecoming game. How did I know that? Because that was me. All right. It's another story time. I saw Malcolm X a lot throughout campus. It was an alpha that was running for Mr. Tuskegee. He was Mr. Tuskegee my freshman year, I believe. And I'm gonna shout him out. I believe his name is Denzel. So he had like a campaign picture, and it was the iconic picture of Malcolm X when he's like this. And I thought that was so dope, and that was one of the reasons why I wanted to study this man. I didn't pay attention to his legacy at all, really, like that, until after I graduated and I was living by myself. My really lonely years, right? I was living by myself in Tennessee, in my apartment, but that's when I started acting. And I saw the movie. It was Malcolm X, directed by Spike Lee, and starred and played by my favorite actor of all time, Denzel Washington. It was literally one of the most captivating, honest, just authentic performances that I have ever seen. And when I watched that movie, it's like, if he could play that role so well and bring that character to life, I have to. It's really too late. I should have done this a long time ago, even when I was in grade school. But now it's time to really understand and learn about this man. I was home, and then I found this book, and my dad, "Hey, Dad, I ain't gonna lie, I stole this from you, Pops. I can't lie. I found this on this bookshelf, and I stole it from him. I read it. And here we are. Long preface, but now we're gonna dive into the actual video it was about. But I just wanted to give you the background of what led here to this video. All right, so let's hop into it. Cherish your reflection. Do you love yourself, right? Obviously, 90% of people are going to say, "Oh yeah, of course I do. I love myself," and everything like that. Do you love yourself, but do you know that at times you indirectly self-sabotage yourself? There is an evil rooted in us of self-hate. I've noticed that there is a cater towards the lighter skin. There's a cater towards the finer hair within our community. We deem lighter as better, a lighter skin. And I believe that that stems from our upbringing through slavery, from the Atlantic slave trade to segregation and to where we are now. And Malcolm X really, really, really preaches of how no one can stop the Black American, other than the American Black, okay? And for me, it starts about image. One thing this book talked about is, I believe it was called a conk, C-O-N-K. And what that was is, it was a hairstyle. It was a way of us changing our nappy, our coarse hair texture, was to relax their hair, put these chemicals in their hair to make it flowy to represent white hair. It's a form of self-hate. No Black wanted to embrace being Black, to embrace looking Black. We wanted to feel accepted by at that time, the superior community. Like, how many of us as Black people indirectly or unknowingly conk ourselves today? How many of us degrade ourselves? You know, how many of us speak negatively on social media? Jesus Christ. How many of us speak negatively and disrupt ourselves and make us look bad on social media? We all see the fights. We all see the narrow stereotypes. We all see it. We see it every day on our phones, and it makes us look terrible. And that is a form of self-hate. It's all about just embracing your reflection. What you see in the mirror is what God has blessed you with. And it's up to us to love that and to cultivate it and help it grow. And with Black people, I just think that in his teachings, that was probably the most important lesson, is that if we can just love ourselves, not the conk version of ourselves, but who we are, and really support each other, there is no limit to what we can do as a people. So education is the ultimate form of liberation. There was a point in time where he was a street hustler. It's funny. I'm thinking about this. I'm like, should I tell him his business? But it's public knowledge, and it's in the book, and it's in movies and stuff. So I mean, like pimping girls, dope, drugs, you name it, he did it. He ran it. Narcotics, all that. He did all of that. But what's interesting about it is, and I think this was I'm gonna get to another pivotal shift, which I believe is the most pivotal shift is, in my opinion. But one of the most paramount pivotal shifts is when he got arrested and he did 7 years in prison. 7 or 8, one to two. And that's when I saw the transformation. That's when I feel like the transformation from Detroit Red, that's what he was known as. He was known as Red because he had red hair and he was in the streets basically, to the Malcolm X we start to learn. In that time when he was in prison, he said he read every single day. He copied encyclopedias. He read so much that there wasn't enough light in his prison cell, and it ruined his eyes. So that's why he got glasses. Well, I think that is so cool, right? That's some serious reading right there. That education liberated him. It freed him. It evolved him. Art's not about having all the knowledge, but it's about being on the pursuit of knowledge. When I was a kid, and my brother and I, before we went to school, there was preschool care, right? So you get there early before you go to class. I was at elementary school. And my pops used to always make my brother and I go to the library 3 times a week before. The other 2 times he'd go to the gym with all the other kids playing basketball and stuff. But he used to always make it a priority for us to go into the library, get a book, and read a book, right? And at the time, we're kids. They used to be like, hey man, why you always in the library? You nerd. They used to call us a lot of names. I ain't gonna lie, my brother and I. And he also had a deal with the librarian. So another thing, the librarian will watch us, right? Miss Long, yeah, I'm talking about you. She would watch us. And if we weren't in there, and we did sometimes, you want to play basketball, we don't want to be a nerd. No, that's just how we were. If we went to the gym on the days where we were supposed to go to the library, she would tell him, you don't want to see that part of it when we get home, right? Now looking back at it, it was all about educating ourselves. Our ancestors, the slaves, they could work. They had to be physically fit, physically strong to be able to do the work. The slave masters never stopped them, but one thing they did stop them? Could not learn how to read and write, and could not vote. There was a specific reason for that. Because if you can educate yourself and if you can think, there's nothing that can stop you. They knew that if these people were to become educated, they would escape the true slavery, which is the mental bondage instead of the physical, because they knew that at one point the physical would cease to exist. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened with the Civil War in the 13th Amendment. But it's like, they knew that if we can keep them intellectually ignorant, they'll be a slave forever. He was educating himself, opening his mind, and that's was the transition to him becoming who we know and love now. It's quote unquote corny to be educated. You know what I'm saying? It's quote unquote, I'm speaking in general, right? It can be perceived as nerdy, it can be perceived as weak, you gotta have some edge to you. Keep this very PG, by the way. But in the black community, but at the same time too, it's hurtful, to be honest with you, because it's like, if we can value education as much as we can value being an athlete and being a rapper, again, no limit to what we can do. Absolutely none. It's the key to our freedom. And it freed him. It freed him from becoming a street hustler to literally one of the most iconic black men of all time. So yeah, read a book. All right, educate yourself, man. It's okay. It's okay to want to be smart. Okay, I work on that every day. Shit. Embrace change and evolution. My favorite part about this book is when he took the pilgrimage to Mecca. Malcolm X was preaching, and I understood him, but he was preaching racial separatism, right? Whites go here, blacks go here, this and that. Black people, we love ourselves, but we don't associate, right? That's the message that I got from it, right? White man hits you, you hit them back. I can't remember where he was going. He was going to speak at a sermon or something like that, or do a lecture. And this young white girl came up to him, this young white lady. She said, "Hey, what can white people do to help support your movement?" He said one word, and that was nothing. He told her that there's nothing that y'all can do, nothing. And I believe he said that was one of his biggest regrets too. But we went to Mecca and he saw other Muslims of all different shades, from blackness of the black to whiteness of the white, from kinkiest of the kinkiest hair to blondest of the blonde hair, right? Blonde, blue eyes. He said that he never felt, he received more love from white Muslims from other nations and countries than he received from his own black people in his own mosque and churches in the Nation of Islam in America. He was wrong. Think about the humility behind that. He put out that he was wrong. There are good Asians, whites, blacks, Indians, Native Americans, Hispanics, whatever you have, like there are goodness has no skin color. I really love that he was open to change. He was open. I believe that was a message from God, or in his version, the Muslims, Allah, that's what they call it. But there was I'm not even gonna call it change, evolution. He evolved. He didn't change, he evolved. There you go. Because change is you become a different person. Evolve is you become an elevated version of yourself. And I believe that when he came to Mecca, his message was, hey, we're all in this together. We all, no matter where you came from, north, south, east, west, black, brown, white, yellow. We are all in this journey called life together. And if we can just embrace our differences, embrace how we look, and just know that we all bleed red, regardless of your skin color, we all bleed red, then we collectively, as a human race, there's no limit to what we all can do. There is no, I am the table. We all have a seat at the table. So, amazing book, guys. This is 11 out of 10. There are no cons about this book. This is probably and I've read quite a few books, but this one right here is I will come back to it for sure. So I recommend it. The last line of the book is, I love it so much because it's the perfect ending to life itself, right? We all gonna die, all right? It is what it is, all right? Boom. Hopefully I'm old and frail and stuff like that, but who knows? That's not my decision. That's up to the man upstairs, right? But when I'm gone and I'll have my tombstone, I want these exact words, right? And he referenced Allah. I'm gonna reference God. All praise due to God, only the mistakes are mine. That's a mic drop. That's a mic drop of life. All praise due to God, only the mistakes are mine. That's the, like I said, that's the ultimate mic drop. That's the ultimate, I'm out of here. Going to see what's next. And you read, look, listen to the book, man. Like, you know, I was reading, I was also listen to it too. Because if you like me, I know you're getting after in life and you might not have all the time to sit there and read it. Hey man, great, hey, just listen, go listen to the audiobook, man. Listen to the audiobook, make it work, all right? Learn about this man. It's your brother Ramses. I hope you really enjoyed this video. I want to do something a little different. I haven't done a book review in a while. I've got other ones coming too, but hopefully you like this and hopefully it resonated with you. All right, like, comment, subscribe, share, do what you do. I love every single one of you guys. You can be doing anything else, but you decide to spend however long a video this is. You decide to give me your time. And that's the most important gift we all have, and I appreciate that. All right, I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. You have an amazing day. Peace out.
Mr. Kraft, what are you doing? What do you mean?
We talked about this in the car. Why are you speaking?
Carter, right? Yes, right. You're my high school student teacher. You taught history or something.
Government.
This guy was my track coach. Mr. Kraft could run.